Hey there, everyone. Welcome to this video. I'm Dan Ashendorf. It's great to have you here. And today on the call, I've got someone really interesting. It's a gentleman called Jason Kanigan. He is the founder of Cold Star Technologies. Now, this company helps companies scale through process engineering, and Jason's going to tell us exactly what that means. He's got some really, really cool stuff he's going to share with us. We're going to be talking about mindset and how to scale up, how to make a lot of money, how to become really, really successful through having the right sort of mindset, guys. So, if you want to be successful in life, you want to be making money, you want to be finding the person of your dreams, whatever it is you want to be doing, it all starts here, right? And Jason's going to tell us about this. So without further ado, hello, Jason.
Hey, Dan. Thanks for inviting me on. So this is an opportunity to talk to some folks who are newer to online marketing than I'm used to. First, I guess 3 or 4 years that I was around online, 2011 through 2013, 14. I worked with a lot of folks who were new to marketing, and then I up-leveled, and it's it's a different world out there. So just real quick, what process engineering is when you've got a company that's doing stuff, you've got people who are performing their tasks in a certain way, and that's called a process. And the funny thing is, and it doesn't matter whether it's corporate or an internet marketing kind of thing, most people have never written down their processes. They don't know what they're doing. And so how can you get consistency and quality in terms of the result that you're creating, right? In terms of a product or a service, if you haven't got it written down so you can do it consistently. So we do that, we document it, and then we determine, should you actually be doing it this way? Should you continue doing it this way, or can we cut steps out and do this more quickly, more efficiently, more profitably? Can we eliminate the whole thing altogether? Is there a better way of doing this? And there's a fun side effect to doing this, and you'll see all franchises have their processes written down because it raises the valuation of the business. So if you're ever going to sell or look for partners, equity partners, this is a good idea. So that's what we do. I figured, there's a zillion things we could talk about, but I think mindset will be the most helpful to folks who are trying to make money.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess it's a really interesting thing, isn't it, Jason? Because it's something that's really difficult to document, isn't it? I imagine that, if you try to, I don't know, you tell me, but, having a blueprint for mindset, that must be a little bit tricky, right? Or is it, can it be learned?
Well, let's get right into it then. I will give your listeners a tool. It is like a thermometer reading of how you're feeling about yourself and your value, okay? And I call this money tolerance.
Wow, okay.
It's a phrase that I haven't seen other people will hear me say it and go, I've never heard of that before. But I didn't invent it. And what money tolerance is when I ask you the question, how much is a lot of money? The answer that you come up with, the real truthful answer, not the airy-fairy pie-in-the-sky answer, is your money tolerance. And like I said, it's like an instant thermometer reading of how you're doing. Now, you were saying you can't chart this stuff. Well, you can chart your money tolerance. You can record it at the same time every day. And here's what you'll find. I do a lot of coaching for salespeople, business owners, third-party sales teams. And the very first thing I will do with a new client is test their money tolerance. I won't tell them what I'm doing, but I'll ask them, how much is a lot of money to you? And they'll come up with some BS answer, like $100,000. And I'll be like, oh, okay. What if you had to get it right now? Oh, well, that's unfathomable, right? For most people, Is it 50,000? Well, I guess so. Yeah. How about 25? Okay. Yeah. And we come down 10, 5,000. And I'll tell you, for most people, the idea of what is a lot of money is between $2,000 to $5,000. That's a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
And in many cases, it's like $500. Okay. If you think $1,000 is a lot of money, are you going to be able to sell a $2,000 program?
Yeah.
Probably not. You're probably going to find ways to screw it up, right? If you think $1,000 is a lot of money, are you going to buy a $2,000 program? Probably not. And the funny thing is, This is all about, how do you see yourself? How do you view yourself? These are all beliefs. They're driven by beliefs that you have. They were installed by your parents, friends, family members, and they're just there. And the problem is they're operating unconsciously. You're unconscious of them. And so, like, your parents were arguing about some washer and dryer when you were 6 years old, right? And, oh, it's $1,000. I don't want to pay for it, right? You know, and, oh, it's a lot of money. Oh, the kid hears right at the top of the stairs, right? And after they're supposed to be in bed, and this stuff gets locked in there. And if you don't have an awareness about it, it controls you. We're far more robotic, input, output, stimulus, response, than we like to think we are, you know? And so if you have a low money tolerance, it's going to be very difficult for you to make a lot of money, because you're going to get to what you believe unconsciously is a lot of money. Let's say it's $2,000 a month, right, in revenue, and you'll stop. You will literally stop doing the activities that make you money. You'll go, well, I did it, I'm good. And salespeople are like famous for this, right? They hit their comfort zone, which is their money tolerance, and they stop. If next month is bad and they make $1,000 and they expected to make $2,000, they'll hustle the following month. You know, I'm bad, but I'm not that bad, and they'll fix it. But they'll stop, say at $3,000, and go, wow, I had such a great month. Well, you could have done more. You could have had more. So we are literally fencing ourselves off with these limiting beliefs. And money tolerance is a great thermometer read of like how you're feeling about yourself right now, and it'll go up and down.
Yeah, and it's interesting you mentioned the limiting belief. I mean, that's a kind of a phrase that works well in any sphere of life, isn't it? Because unless you dream big, you're never going to be doing anything worthwhile, right? And that's
I mean, we all know the millionaire thinks differently than the average person. The billionaire thinks differently than the millionaire, right? I'm on a mission right now to find out what billionaires think like. They have a different attitude towards things. They have a different perspective on like what Lego puzzle pieces are available to them, right? That the average person may actually be able to get to those, right? If not now, within 6 months, maybe, if you really worked at it, if you knew what your target was. But yeah, the rest of us are just walking around unconscious.
Yeah. So what do you think is a millionaire's, I mean, we'll, you know, maybe we can talk about billionaires later, but what do you think is the millionaire's mindset then?
Well, first of all, you have to set a money target.
Yeah.
If you haven't set a money target, how the hell are you going to get there? Right? Yes. There's all these people out there trying to make as much money as I can. And I'll tell you, it's no target at all. It will not drive an activity level for you. It's nothing specific. So how do you react to it, right? And go create that, make that happen. You have to set a money target. And you don't have to set it at $1 million. Set it at, $10,000 or something like that. Prove to yourself that this works, right? You can always raise the target later, right? Yeah. I make an amount, I hit it, okay, I raise it. Now we're on to the next thing, and it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So you set a big target, and then I guess you need to have a plan, right? You need to have a...
Well, now, remember what I said about money tolerance. They're related, right? If I set $1 million target and my money tolerance is at $1,000, what chance do I have of reaching that, right? Yeah. I'm going to have... It's either going to be like basically impossible. I don't like that word, but it's effectively you're going to be hamstringing yourself because the maximum speed that you can get there at is $1,000 at a time, right? At a sale price. That's a lot of $1,000 sales. I'd be looking for the $50,000 sale or the $100,000 sale, and I'll go make 10 of those, right? That's how mindset can accelerate you so much faster.
Right. So it's like having an internal, almost like an internal sort of radar that suddenly opportunities come up and you kind of notice them. So is there like a way of doing that, Jason?
Yeah, this is all related to, again, how you're feeling about yourself. A lot of people think sales, and I've been a sales trainer for 1 trillion years, man. A lot of people think that sales is a mechanical process, right? I do A, B, C, then we do the close, and I get the money, right? Sales does not work that way in real life. You can run through all the steps and fail. Sales Selling is conceptual, not technical.
Yeah.
I've said this in other podcast appearances, and I'll repeat it again. It has more to do with how you see yourself. And I'll give you a very crystal clear example here. If you see yourself as the janitor, are you going to walk up to the president or the CEO and say, I've got an idea? No, you're going to wallflower in the background, right? And not do anything. Okay. So you have to get your mindset into a state where you think of yourself as a fellow CEO, founder, president with all these other people out there, that you're just as valuable, just as valid, just as energetic as they are. And you have a lot to offer. And you do, because you can do stuff they don't want to do, even if they can do it. Forget about the stuff they can't do, which is a whole other category. There's a lot of stuff they can do and don't want to. I can do web design and coding. I can't. I don't want to, so I hire a guy, right? Yeah. And he does a great job, and I'm delighted. And that's how it works.
So if so let's say I didn't have a good start in life, I wasn't particularly successful, etc., etc. How do I elevate myself to these lofty places where I can really go and kick some ass?
Okay. First of all, the critical thing to change here is your belief in this story. Okay. Yeah. You have to be ready and willing and able to throw that story out. Everything until now is just a BS story. And people hang on to this, right? It's like their luggage, right? They hang on to it so desperately because it's a part of me. You know, my family is poor Appalachian coal miners, and we always have been and whatnot. Okay, then you're going to stay there because that's how you believe about yourself. But the beauty of this is you can change the belief at any time and say, I'm going down a new path. And you have to be willing to throw out the old stuff. It'll come up. Look, as a kid, I was a very hyperactive, not ADD, but alarmed person. I was a very nervous person, right? Very different from who I am today. Today, I would probably be irritated if that version of me came around, right? So black and white different, right? Yeah. And I was always worried about what other people thought. And I had to get into my 20s to start throwing that stuff away. But sometimes, even today, I'm 44 years old, memories from stupid stuff that I have done bubbles up. Remember the time you got drunk and lost your glasses kind of thing, right? You know, when you were 22 years old. Get out of my head. First of all, I quit drinking in 2012. Okay, right. You know, so I'm not even like related to that anymore. That's like from another time. And so I got to kick that thing to the curb, or else it'll start swirling around in there and bring me down, right? Oh, I was an idiot. I am an idiot. Oh, no. If I get that image in my head, I gotta laugh at it. Boy, that was really dumb of me back then. That's not who I am today. Go away. And in a minute, I've completely forgotten that happened, and I'm free to move on without my energy getting dragged down by this past memory, okay? And I don't think I've ever shared an example like that before on any show that I've ever been on. So if that happens to you, it's totally normal, I think. It happens to me. And it's not just you anyway. You have at least one other example. And so, yeah, acknowledge the thing, confront it, and kick it to the curb because it's not serving you and it's not who you are right now. That's not happening right now. Excuse me, I left Skype open.
Do you know what? I've left it open as well, actually. Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't have the call. So what about things like, do you believe in affirmations to really drill?
Yeah, I don't not believe in them. I'm not the biggest fan of affirmations. I have to. I've got a big desk here. I've got a 43-inch TV as my main monitor, and then this 27-inch one as a communicator. So as much as I say I don't believe in affirmations, I got mad at myself in December because social media engagement really dropped, and I wrote down some things for me to see. So don't believe a word I say because I'm a liar. Said affirmations don't work, it don't matter. I've written down here, you are not your social media reactions. You are not your clients or followers, okay? So, and that's there on my desk where I can see it, and I'm over that it was buried under some stuff, but I remembered it was there when you brought it up and fished it out. So occasionally, sure, for a specific thing, thinking of the Joseph Goebbels thing, tell a lie long enough and people begin to believe it's the truth. And I want to stay away from that, right?
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter, okay, I'm going to say a statement that is going to shock people, okay? There's going to be people who are angry when they hear this, okay? And I'm not the only one to say this. When your attitude is right, the facts don't matter, okay? When your attitude is right, the facts don't matter. And the reason why is that most of the things we think of are facts around us are just opinions. Opinions. So reality is a lot more malleable than we thought. It can be changed a lot more easily. I don't know. Another example, I guess, I don't know how many times, in entrepreneurship, we have ups and downs and whatnot, and you kind of figure it out as you go and get better at it. But there have been several times where I've run out of money and had to make a sale quickly. And I know that if I stay in that low money tolerance panic state, like, I need money. And shoot, if I just go for the $500, because that's my money tolerance, I'm not going to get anywhere, right? That money's going to be gone as soon as it comes in. And I'm going to need more. So I better work on myself and my money tolerance and feel better, right? And so when I say most facts are just opinions, there's an example of it. I have gone out and made the thousands of dollars that I needed within 3 or 4 days of realizing and setting the goal and working on my money tolerance and that. And the person that I need to work with just comes out of the blue. They are not on my radar and sort of in the oven warming up for months and months and months. They come out of nowhere. And that's purely a mindset thing. It's 100% mindset. When your attitude is right, the facts, I can't see anybody. I can't see any prospects, right? They don't count. The right person pops in, filters in. They're already out there. So
I find that writing things down really helps. I mean, is that your opinion as well? I mean, that kind of takes it from the head onto the law of physics, doesn't it? It becomes physical.
I'm looking for my pad of paper.
I
had out because I did. Yeah, I have a huge supply of graph paper, notepads, and also books to write in, like notebooks. I have a problem. I buy lots of these things, and I don't really use them all the time. But the pad of paper, boy, that gets used. Just always writing. And I mean, I don't want to give the impression that this takes a lot of time either. It really doesn't. But it's focused work. You're pinpointing where's the most resistance coming from, and it's probably an opinion or an attitude or a belief that you have about something, about yourself, usually. But it could be about the world. But it's one of those things, and you got to find it and write it down and go, do I really want this thing to be that way? Like, there have been times, again, with that social media thing that I wrote those things down for to remind myself, where I got all bent out of shape, and it was all going on in my own head, right? Of, people aren't listening to me, and I'm not attracting the right people, and Facebook is stupid, and that kind of thing. And sometimes it is stupid, but there's plenty of good people on there for me to encounter, right? People who can friend request me and come in who weren't there yesterday, and become clients, or just have a great discussion with. That's energetic for me. So the key there was recognizing, like I wrote down there, I'm not those responses. I'm not the count. Plus, the people who buy from me don't always write anything. They don't always react to the posts. My last ghostwriting client did not comment or like at all. But he got a hold of me and booked a call and is a client. So, it's that attitude change of, okay, I recognize that I'm bitchy about Facebook and that's not serving me. So I'm going to change my attitude to, well, the good people are out there and I can connect with them. And guess what happens? We really, really, really tend to get what we expect. And this goes, again, to the janitor versus the CEO thing.
Right. Awesome. Okay. So let's kind of recap where we are then. So if I'm not doing well in life, I need to shift my mindset. I can
Hmm.
do that through writing my goals. I can do that through increasing my money tolerance,
Hmm.
which is something, not sure quite how to decide, but
We'll discuss. Sure.
yeah, I mean, whatever it is, it needs to be higher than what it is at the moment. It always
Hmm.
needs to increase. And then I need to kind of have a positive and open attitude to bring the good things in life to me, right? And then it's just going to happen. It's obviously hard work and having possibly also maybe like a kind and generous mindset as well, so that I
An
get on.
abundance mindset, yes. Yeah, if you go into turtle mode, which again, if anybody feels that I'm judging them, please let go of that, because I've been through everything that I talk about. I'm not exempt from any of this stuff. I am just as dumb about it as anybody else, except sometimes I'm alert. Okay, sometimes
Yeah.
I'm aware of it. But yeah, jettisoning the woe is me story. Okay, very important. And working on your money tolerance. A jet flying overhead. Hopefully they'll screen it out. Working on your money tolerance, one of the best things you can do is you want a bit of a stretch, but not wholehearted. Like I used to run a third-party closing as a service business with a partner, and we had a $6,000 minimum price tag for the offer that we would sell on behalf of. And if the person had been selling it for 4,000 or 5,000 prior to working with us, okay, we can take that client on if they're ready. They can make that shift, right? But if it's 2,000, they are not going to have the money tolerance shift to zip it up to 6,000 and feel good about it. It's just not going to happen. So you can creep it up though. And the key is to know where you are. So if I believe $2,000 is a lot of money, 2,500 is probably not much of a stretch. 3,000, 3,500, that might be. And what I'm going to recommend you do is identify it, write it down. Okay, I want 3,500 to be the next upper goalpost, right, of what is a lot of money to me. When I hit that and that's normal, I'm going to raise it, right? Go out and find things on the internet or just walking around that are in that price range, $3,000 to $5,000. Okay, and make a list. Could be furniture, could be vacations, could be vehicles, could be computer stuff that you like, right? Artwork. Make a list and with links. Just you can do this in a spreadsheet. And look at those things and get used to the idea of a couple sales and I could have one of these things.
Yeah, that's interesting. All right, yeah. So I guess it's about, so we've spoken about mindset, we've spoken about kind of making yourself believe, and increasing your money tolerance and having possibly a giving attitude as well, so that you can attract the good things into your life. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
you do want to be able to receive and give as well. A lot of people have trouble receiving, and that's something that can be worked on.
nice one.
It's jet time over
Yeah,
here apparently.
I can't hear it. I
Good,
can't.
great. Okay, then I'm going to quit talking about it.
No, it's fine.
It's
All
like
right.
deafeningly loud on my end, but I guess the screening stuff is really working. So yeah, it's getting clarity on your beliefs about yourself. Like, what is my story? I would write that out and then look at each thing that you've written there, each idea, and go, is this serving me or should I discard it? As
Yeah.
like, okay, that's the past version of me. Who I am now and going forward is a different person, right? And I'm not saying completely change everything. You don't have to change your clothes and your hair and grow a beard or something like that, right? You're still the same you, but these beliefs can be discarded. They can be changed like a set of clothes. They really can. They're not as deeply embedded as some people want to think they are.
Nice one. All right, that's really, really interesting, Jason. I think it's going to give a lot of people a lot of
Hmm.
food for thoughts and a few tangible things to maybe start doing as of today. I was going to say tomorrow, but I think possibly the earlier the better.
Yeah.
So, Jason, you're kind of living, breathing, eating that sort of thing, with your with Cold Star Technologies and the other sort of businesses and ventures that you have. So if someone wanted to find out more about, how to get in touch or how to learn more or anything like this, what would be the best way for them to, did you have a sort of tutorials about this, or how can they,
I'm a big fan of business fundamentals.
Yes.
I don't think there's enough of that going around these days. I think there's quite a bit of technical skill and
Yes.
then not much business fundamentals. So I created a free audio series,
Yes.
and you can get that by going to salestactics.org/bootstrap.
Sales tactics.
Tactics.org.
Yeah.
/bootstrap. Salestactics.org has been my blog for the last 5 years. I don't know many people who have been doing something for 5 years and consistently producing content. I have interviews that I've done in 2013, 2014 that are gone now because the people who posted those and did those and posted them on their sites, the sites are gone. So that's one thing. Another thing, which is a higher level thing to be looking at, but I'm also a big believer in, you see this on Marcus Lemonis in The Prophet. He'll take the struggling business owner to a successful version of their business, cross town or in another city or something like that. And they'll look around and go, oh, this is what I could have or do or be, right? And then they go back to their place and fix it because they've had the picture. So I run a podcast called The Cold Star Project. Named after my business name. And you can find that on YouTube. The video version is on there. We're well over 40 episodes now. So there's a lot of content on there. And the idea there is I wanted to share the unexpected challenges of scaling businesses. So some of the episodes are of me talking, sharing stories and ideas. Others are me interviewing successful business owners, people who have reached at least $500,000 annual revenue. And talking about the struggles that they've had so that you can hear about how they got punched in the face so that you maybe don't have to. as you get to that point, you're like, oh. And you can also find that not all the episodes are uploaded to Facebook yet, but I'm working on it. On Facebook if you just type in Cold Star Project, facebook.com/Cold Star Project, that should take you to the page and you can like and follow that. And there's probably 12 to 15 episodes up there already, and I'm having it added to. So those are two ways that people can learn more.
Nice. So hey guys, I mean, I can't recommend this high enough. I mean, Jason's been in the trenches. He's spoken through his consultancy and through his own business about exactly the stuff that we spoke about today. So I'd highly recommend that you go and have a look and subscribe and assimilate and get a good feel for some of this, because this is really, and this is not a cliche, but this stuff is really life-changing. And it doesn't really matter if you're doing well or you're doing bad or whatever, but we can always do better, right? So we can always do better, and I think this would be a really good way to start. And Jason's just given you some free resource for you to have a look at and spend a bit of time with, and kind of just take it on and make a huge success of yourself. That's what I wish for you guys, is to go out there and take action and make an absolute huge thumping success of yourselves. So that's probably not a bad sort of line to finish on. And thank you so much for your time today, Jason. It's been an absolute pleasure to have a chat with you. And I do hope that you're going to get lots of inquiries and people kind of having a look. I'm sure you will.
Do that.
And guys, till the next time, Jason, all the best to you. And looking forward to having a chat with you wherever, maybe on Facebook or somewhere else. Take care. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.